Picture this. You've landed in Dehradun and are driving to Rishikesh for a long weekend. You pass through serene forests, giant sal trees. It's one of those drives that reminds you why Uttarakhand is called the land of forests. Now imagine cutting down thousands of these trees to build a highway. That's what the Bhaniawala-Rishikesh road widening project set out to do, until protests forced the Uttarakhand government to temporarily halt the tree felling. I'm Lavanya, and in this episode of the Climate Brief, supported by Zerodha, we tell you how a citizen-led protest paused this project and ask what happens when development comes at the cost of one of India's most fragile ecosystems. Welcome to the Saath Mode, or Seven Bends, a forested stretch on the National Highway 7 that connects Dehradun and Rishikesh via Bhaniawala village. This stretch is the shortest route to get to Rishikesh from the Jolly Grant Airport in Dehradun. It's in this stretch that the National Highways Authority of India announced the Bhaniawala Jolly Grant Rishikesh 4 to 6 lane project. The 743 crore rupee project aims to widen nearly 20 kilometers of NH7, connecting Dehradun, Jolly Grant Airport and Rishikesh. To build this, 20 hectares of reserved forest would have to be diverted, which means nearly 3,600 trees would be cut, while 754 are expected to be transplanted. While the existing two-lane highway carries approximately 18,000 vehicles a day, NHAI has said that with traffic expected to increase due to tourism, airport connectivity, and the Char Dham Yatra, widening the road is essential to reduce congestion. This space cuts straight through the Shivalik Elephant Reserve, which covers approximately 10% of Uttarakhand's geographical area, connected to the Rajaji National Park. This elephant reserve is considered to have one of the highest densities of elephants found in India, protecting the endangered Indian elephant. This area also shelters deer, monkeys, and dozens of bird species. It is considered one of the last few substantial green buffers left in Dehradun. This project, of course, has been facing legal challenges for 2 years, with environmentalists filing PILs over concerns that widening the road would damage an important elephant corridor. In January, the Uttarakhand High Court directed parties to await the outcome of similar cases already pending before the Supreme Court. In March, while hearing a clarification petition filed by the NHAI, the High Court clarified that there was no operative stay on tree felling, which means cutting all those trees got a green light. And when the tree cutting began in early July, that's when protests started too. Residents, students, activists gathered at Saath Mode to stop it, standing in front of chainsaws and hugging trees. They argued not just against cutting thousands of trees, but against the idea that a mature forest could be replaced by planting saplings elsewhere. The protests peaked around Harela, Uttarakhand's festival dedicated to greenery, where hundreds gathered at Saath Mode to mark Kala Harela. Facing serious backlash, the Chief Minister Pushkar Singh Dhami announced on July 18th that tree felling would be temporarily halted until discussions are held with all the stakeholders. Why did this project trigger massive protests like this? To answer that, we first need to understand what makes this part of Uttarakhand so ecologically important. Let's zoom out. This is Uttarakhand, a Himalayan state where nearly 45% of the land is under forest cover. These forests are beautiful landscapes and hold together one of the most fragile mountain ecosystems in India. In an ecosystem as complex as this, here is what would happen if this tree felling went through. Disrupts an elephant corridor. Elephants use these forests to move in search of food, water, mates, widen the road, and they end up crossing highways, increasing the risk of human-wildlife conflict, destroys forest ecosystem. The sal trees create a dense canopy that cools the surrounding landscape, stores carbon, and helps retain moisture in the soil. Destroying this also impacts the biodiversity in the area and the lives of birds, insects, and other species. It makes the area hotter. Forests naturally cool the landscape and help retain moisture. Losing them means less shade, reduced groundwater recharge, and leaving everyone more vulnerable to climate impacts. I can already hear you saying, but Lavanya, 754 trees will be transplanted and 40 hectares of non-forest land will be allocated for compensatory afforestation. And here's why that doesn't work. Planting new trees does not have the same impact as protecting an existing forest. In fact, reports show that this hasn't worked well in the past. In 2022, over 2,200 trees were felled in Uttarakhand. And although more than 900 of them were transplanted, most of them did not survive. These protests are part of a much bigger story unfolding across Uttarakhand. The state, and Dehradun in particular, has been facing massive urbanization and becoming more fragile and vulnerable over the past few decades. And the forests, they have paid the price. Reports show that 46,203 hectares of forest land have been diverted for roads, mining, and other development projects since the state was formed in 2000. Nearly 47% of that diversion happened in Dehradun district alone, even though the district accounts for only around 6% of Uttarakhand's geographical area. At the same time, Uttarakhand is facing another challenge. Data shows that winter rainfall has been declining, while minimum temperatures have been steadily rising over the past few decades. Scientists say that these changes are making the western Himalayas warmer and drier, affecting everything from groundwater and forests to agriculture and livelihoods. To make matters even worse, unplanned construction on unstable Himalayan slopes, along with large-scale deforestation, is one of the biggest reasons landslides and flooding have become even more frequent across Dehradun. The protests may have halted the project for now, but they have exposed a larger dilemma facing Uttarakhand. Can the state improve connectivity without destroying the very forests that protect them? Tell us your thoughts in the comments below and follow us for more climate stories.